guys, and welcome back to my video. So if you are new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning back in. Today I wanted to dig a little deeper into where I've been the last month for those who care. If you watched my last video, I spoke about it just a little bit, but I said I was gonna kind of like go all the way in. So yeah, part of it was the fact that I just did not feel like filming, right? I told y'all if I don't feel it, I'm not gonna do it. And that was part of it. The other part of it was I was pregnant. So I definitely wanted to have another baby. I always wanted a large family, right? So I was pregnant. I found out on Will Smith's birthday. And it's funny because if y'all know me, you know that my favorite actor is Will Smith. So September 25th, for those of y'all who did not know, that's when I found out that I was pregnant. September 25th. And I was super excited. I thought the test was like negative, so I took another one and it came back positive. I should have put that on camera, but it's all right. It is what it is. I wasn't thinking. I was just too caught up in the moment and I was super excited, whatever. So, I think I was about 4.5 weeks at that point when I found out. I kind of knew something was up because I didn't get my period, but I was just like, oh, you know, my periods are very wonky. I don't have regular periods anyways. They come when they want to come. And they last for however long they want to last. I'm just putting my hair up in a puff because this wash and go, it ain't going no more. And I don't feel like actually washing my hair, so I'm gonna just throw it up real quick. But anyway. So yeah, so found out September 25th, about 4.5 weeks. Went to the doctor, whatever, so I can get the confirmation and all of that good stuff. She gave me my diet. We did not take an ultrasound. We did not take an ultrasound that day. I think because when you're that, not small, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're that early, you're not going to see anything on an ultrasound. Like even if they do it, even if they insert it, vaginally, you're still not going to see anything. You're going to see just the sac. And that's, probably it. I highly doubt that you would see the little speck of the baby. So they didn't take the ultrasound on that day. My next appointment was scheduled for 3 weeks later. So found out at 4.5 weeks, got my doctor's appointment at 6 weeks, my first doctor's appointment at 6 weeks, and then was scheduled for another ultrasound 3 weeks later. So that would have put me at 9 weeks, right? So I went, and unfortunately, she didn't see anything in there. She saw an empty sac. So that meant that I miscarried. Again, I know my body, so I kind of felt that. Like first of all, I didn't have any bleeding, right? Like I didn't have implantation bleeding. I don't know if, for those of you who don't know what that is when the embryo implants itself, and just gets set up for the next 9 months. So sometimes some women, when that happens, they get a little bit of spotting. I didn't get one drop of blood since my last period in August. Not one drop, still to this day. And today is November 10th, 2 days after my birthday. I just had a birthday, by the way. But yeah, I have not had a drop of blood, right? So I'm like, okay, in my head, I'm not miscarrying, because when you miscarry, you know how you see it on TV, they're all in pain and they're hunched over and there's like blood coming down. I've never experienced that. So, I was just going off of what I saw on TV. Call me naive, whatever, but that's all I knew. If you don't know, you don't know, right? So we got to the ultrasound. We didn't see anything there. And she told me, I knew exactly what I was looking for. I was getting, like, before that appointment, I was getting like little twinges and stuff like that in my stomach. I was definitely a bit stressed out, just with life. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say overly stressed, no more stress than I normally have, right? Just the regular stuff, the regular day-to-day type stuff. So, she was like, the doctor was talking to me. She was like, it's probably what's called a blighted ovum. Right? And a blighted ovum is when, let me see if I can break this down easy. It's basically when the embryo is supposed to form, it never forms, right? So you are definitely still pregnant. That's why you have the HCG hormone, which releases into your bloodstream and all of that good stuff into your body. And that is what provides the positive on the pregnancy test, because that's the hormone that triggers it. So you was definitely pregnant, but for whatever reason, the embryo just it doesn't form. It starts off and then it's like psych, and then it, whatever. It could come from a faulty egg. It could come from the sperm. It can come from some chromosome defect, just whatever the case is. Sometimes they don't even know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything that I did or could have done to prevent it. It's not anything that I did to make it happen. It's just one of them things. It's called the blighted ovum. It's a miscarriage, right? So when that happens, what you're supposed to do is, that means that, like I said, the baby reabsorbs back into, wherever it was supposed to come from or whatever. But you still have the sac, right? You still have the sac that was supposed to hold the baby. That has to come out. So that can come out one of two ways. It can come out the natural way where your body just passes it, on its own. Don't know when that's going to happen. It'll come out like a little clot, whatever the case is, a little sac, depending on the size of it. Or you can take, actually there's a third way. You can take a medication, which is a pill, and you take that and it will force your body to pass it a little bit faster. I have had that in the past because after Aaliyah, this was like 10 years ago, I had the same situation. And I decided to take the pill because I didn't want to do the surgery route. And the pill was fine. I don't remember when the pain kicked in, but when she kicked in, my good sis, she knocked the door down. I was in so much pain. It was just cramps. It's really, really, really bad cramps. If I remember correctly, it only lasted like a day, something like that. And eventually, I passed it. And that was that. So like I said, that was like 10 years ago. So this time, I said initially I was going to do the pill and have the same thing again. But, I was talking to my doctor and I was just like, oh, I just really don't want to go through that. So we kind of opted on doing the surgical procedure. So that's when they put you to sleep and then they go out and then they surgically remove it. And then, like they'll test it to find out like what the issue was or just to see about the size, whatever they test for. And I got my results and everything. So that's the way that we wound up going this time. I had the surgery. It's been like a week now, week and a half now. I took a little bit of footage, obviously because, I was being put to sleep, so I can't film while I'm sleeping. But I got a little bit of footage while I was there, and I'll insert that in. They put an IV in your hand, and that's where all of the medication, all the good drugs go, and it just knocks you out. Okay, so update, I just got my nausea medicine put into my IV, and it's kind of like, it's cold and it's burning a little bit, but whatever. And then I got this patch right here. It's supposed to be to keep me from getting nauseous. So this is where we are. They said another 20 minutes and then it is showtime. I'm gonna get all the fun cocktails they said to put me to sleep. But I'm chilling right now. I'm just hungry and I'm cold. So that's it. I will update, I guess, when I'm done because I'm gonna be sleeping. I can't do anything.
And then when the day comes when Kim wants to promote one of us, who do you think she's gonna pick? Me or Smokey Smokers? Go down there and you don't have to smoke, just fresh air.
When they first put the first medication in, it was cooling. That doesn't put you to sleep. I think the doctor said it is compared to like having 2 to 3 glasses of wine, something like that. If y'all remember, I had given up wine. Ironically, now I did not give up wine because I was pregnant. I gave up wine because I got tore out the frame one day and I decided, you know what? Enough is enough. We're going to chill for a minute and we're just going to reset. Ironically, I wound up getting pregnant after that. So I guess I wound up, cleaning out my womb without even realizing that's what I was actually doing. So I got that and it just felt cool. And then, he talked to me. He let me know everything that was going to go on. And then after that, that is when they put the liquid stuff that makes you fall asleep. And honest to God, I don't even remember him. I take that back. I remember him putting it in, like putting in the IV. Your girl was done after that. I don't remember anything. I woke up, I was watching Friends right before. I remember that. And when I woke up, I don't remember what I was watching, but the whole thing was about 2 hours. I got to the hospital at like 10 o'clock, 10:30. The surgery started at 12. It really only takes about 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. And so like around, and then, they take you into another room so that you can, it's called the recovery room. And so they take you in there and that's where you just stay until you wake up. Sometimes, they'll wake you up on their own or, sometimes they'll wake you up or sometimes you just wake up on your own. I think I was kind of like in and out, whatever, trying to wake up. And so, I could hear the lady talking to me and I was answering her, but my eyes were still closed. But yeah, so this was probably like around 2:30, somewhere around there. She was explaining everything to me, like, well, the side effects, what I was going to get, but they also give you a little pamphlet to take home and everything like that. She let me know if I was, about if I was going to have any pain or anything like that. What is going on? All of this? Oh. Any pain that I would be having. She let me know the type of medication that I could take, like Tylenol, ibuprofen, stuff like that. She said it shouldn't feel any worse than period cramps. And that was basically it. It was nothing too crazy. And so I came home that same day. I couldn't drive, so I got driven home. And then I just laid down for the rest of the day because the sleep medication is still in your system. Even though it's not putting you to sleep, it's still in your system. So she let me know that I would be groggy for the rest of the day. I would probably just sleep, which I did. I probably slept for like the next, on and off for like the next 4 or 5 hours, something like that. They let me know that I might have a little bit of spotting after the procedure, but I didn't have, I have it when, like that same day, and maybe 2 days later I had it, but it's completely stopped since then. It got gradually lighter each day, so it's completely stopped. I haven't had any pain whatsoever, so that's good. Oh, the puff came out good. Yeah, haven't had any pain, so I didn't have to like get a prescription or anything like that. I don't even think I took a Tylenol. If I did, I probably only took like one, and that was the day of the actual surgery when I first came home. That was about it. But ever since then, I didn't have anything. The hospital was great. The staff was great. I gave them a review. I'm really not a review person. Like, I read reviews, but I don't really give reviews. But I gave them one because, this was like the cleanest hospital that I have ever been in, and like the nicest staff. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? I mean, given the circumstances, people want to be nice, and I understand all of that, but you can tell when somebody's like real nice and being fake nice. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. It was dope. So, I like that. I like that hospital. But so it's like a week and a half later. Everything is fine. The bleeding has completely stopped. No pain. Nothing like that. But I was definitely sad. I felt it. I don't know. Just woman's intuition, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt when it happened, and like my stomach was big. For only 6 or 7 weeks, like it was really big, and a lot of it was due to bloating, but it was just still so big. So it's like I couldn't really hide it when I was at work, but I was trying to. Nobody guessed it. I told my boss just because I wanted her to know what was going on in case I had to go to doctor's appointments and this and this and this. And she was real nice about it. She was flexible with like whatever I needed to do. She was down with that. I took a picture, like I took 2 pictures, like 1 week apart. So I'll probably insert one of those just so y'all can see like how big my stomach really was. And I was just so happy and whatever. But I understand that everything happens for a reason, and maybe this just wasn't the right time. I would never say that I was mad at God because, it's not for us to understand, right? God doesn't make any mistakes. So he had his reasons, and that's just what it was. And now in hindsight, I probably understand the reason, because last week I got laid off. So it's not to say that, okay, in 9 months I couldn't have found anything, or I'm that bad off financially to where a baby would complicate things if I wasn't working right now, or whatever the case was. Neither one of those situations, they don't even have to be factored in. It's just one of those things. Y'all know it was a contract position. I did speak about it in one of my other videos, saying that I just really wasn't fulfilled anymore anyway. So it's like, kind of be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. Like, that saying really, really works. And I didn't cry when they laid me off. It wasn't just me. It was my whole team that they did. It was due to like budget cuts and, the usual technical lingo, stuff like that. So it is no bad terms, but they really busted their butt to try to get us other jobs, whether it was within their same company, within another company, whatever the case is. I was already interviewing anyway. Low key, I'm not gonna hold y'all, I was kind of happy. And I know most people say that's crazy, that okay, you're happy to be out of work, but I was happy. Like, we got the notice, we got a 2-week notice, right? So my birthday was November 8th, and yesterday, the 9th, was our last day. So we were told like October 24th or 25th, something like that, we were given the news. So my last official day in the office was yesterday, and I was happy because I'm tired. Like, I don't think y'all understand. I mean, some of y'all probably do. A lot of y'all probably do, right? I have been working since I was 16 years old. I'm tired, right? And I don't mean like I'm tired, like, oh, I'm just lazy and I just want to sit on my butt and I don't want to do anything. No, it's more than that. It's just certain aspects of what I was doing, just like I said before, no longer fulfilled me, right? I didn't want the field that I was in. I didn't want to be in. I love the team. I love the people I was working with. The work was definitely not hard. Nothing like that. It's just, it's not what I wanted to do. If I'm going to stay in the corporate environment, there's just a certain element that I want to be in, right? It's a certain niche that I personally like, and I personally have, and I personally want. So if I don't have that, then I'm not happy. And it's not to say that every day when I was going to work, I was miserable, because that's not the case. But that's only because of the team that I had. The team was so dope, right? That makes a huge difference. If you have a crappy team and a crappy job, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna jump off the bridge, right? I didn't have that issue, so I was okay with that. But it still doesn't mean that I wanted to be in that field forever. Also, it was a contract position, so it was gonna end in a year anyway. It's just that it ended a few weeks early. So that was another reason why I guess it wasn't taken by surprise. You know, I have even though I'm super sensitive, I also have very thick skin, so it takes a lot to bother me. But then, I don't know, if you catch me on the right day, I'll cry at the drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like up and down, whatever. I didn't cry when I lost my job. I understood that it was a business move. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got it. And I was like, all right, bet, on to the next one. That's just the way my mentality is. I guess it's because I'm from New York. We just think, like, let's go. Okay, that door has closed. Let's do whatever we got to do, because we still have bills. We still got to do what we have to do. So we're not going to sit around and soak. If you are going to soak, you got about 5-10 minutes to do it. And then let's just get going, right? And now, in 2 weeks, I start another job. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, God be working. He works. So if you don't pray. I'm telling you right now, he works. Yeah, so like I said, everything happens for a reason. But that was probably the biggest reason that I just was not filming. I just wasn't into it. You know, losing a baby and everything. Because it took a lot out of me. And I guess it was more because I wanted to share it with you guys, right? I didn't even get a chance to tell everybody that I wanted to tell. Like, there's some people that's finding out that I was pregnant because they're going to watch this video right now. You know what I mean? And it's family members, but I didn't tell certain people because when you're that early, you don't want to tell people because anything can happen. That's why they always say you should wait until you're out of the first trimester. But I didn't make it out of the first trimester. So certain people I told, you know, my best friend, because that's my best friend. So like whatever, you know, my parents knew. Obviously the father, my husband knew. And then my kids. And that's really it. You know, I didn't tell any like extended people. So I don't know. And I felt bad about it, but I was just like, no. And I think the day that I had enough, I was supposed to have been 8 weeks by that point. And I had enough. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell everybody. I don't care, because whatever's going to happen is what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is happy news. This is something that I want to share. So I'm just going to tell people. And then I went to my doctor's appointment, and lo and behold, that's what had happened. And I was just like, oh man, here we go again. You know what I mean? And so it is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna dwell over it. Happened for a reason. We're just gonna run with that. You know, I have 2 beautiful children. If that's all I'm meant to have, then that's all I'm meant to have. They crazy as all get out, but they probably get it from their mother. So, you know, it is what it is. But those are my babies. But yeah, I just wanted to know. Like, I love kids. I love babies. It's just, I love babies more than adults. And I think that's true for a lot of people. Because adults get on your nerves. They really do. I love babies. I love baby smell. And it's sad because I'm an Amazon-holic. Amazon-aholic? I think that's how you say it, whatever. So I had like, when I first took the test and it came back positive, I probably had like $1,000 worth of crap in my Amazon cart. And it's still in there. Like, I haven't taken it out because, I don't know, I guess a part of me doesn't want to take it out because I'm hopeful that, okay, I will need it at some point, whatever. So I have everything just pushed down to the save for later pile. So, you know, but I'm all right. You know, I just wanted you guys to know, for those who cared and those who, you know, wonder like, where you at? When you gonna make a new video? What's going on? Da, da, da. It's kind of like, you know, not having to text 1,000 people at once. You just, boom, you do a video, you hit everybody. This is what was going on. I was pregnant, then I lost my job. And that all, truthfully, that was like pretty much in the same week. Like maybe a couple of days apart, something like that. Or a week apart. You know, so I just felt like, damn, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I started thinking that this was all my fault. Like just everything negative was just all my fault. Because I'm that type of person too, which is bad. Like if something goes wrong, I automatically internalize that to be because karma, something that I did, like I deserved it. This is what I'm supposed to get. So I get in my head that way, right? I don't just get like the regular side. I'm like, okay, well, what did you do? What could you have done? Or, you know what I'm saying? I start thinking like that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I have to stop doing that because that's not healthy. It's definitely never healthy to sit around and just blame yourself for all the negative things that go on in your life. True, some things are self-inflicted, right? If you only have $100 and you go out and you spend it on clothes and now you're broke and you can't pay a bill, yes, that's self-inflicted. That's something totally different. But we're talking about things that are beyond your control. You know, I, as well as you guys, if you do it, have to learn to let that go, right? Things happen. Life happens. You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? You want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans. Definitely true. Definitely true. Because we plan stuff for ourselves because we think we know what we're doing. We don't. None of us know what we're doing. I'm going to tell you that right now. You may think you know what you're doing. You may have it all planned out, got your little book. You don't know what you're doing. You do not know what you're doing. Because the way that it's supposed to work out is the way that it is going to work out. And I know a lot of people, maybe ones who don't believe in God or things like that, or just don't believe in a higher power, or just whatever, you know, don't believe in destiny. There's different ways you can word that. They don't believe in that way. You know, they think that they make their own fate and their own destiny. And that may be true. You know, I don't know. I've never met God in person. If you have, please let me know. So I know what I was taught, and I know what I believe in, and I know that that's the way it's going to stay for me. So that's the first thing that I tell myself. When something bad happens, it was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen because it was supposed to teach me a lesson. There was something behind it that I needed to get, and I couldn't get when I was in that moment. Or on the flip side, something positive that I've been praying for or waiting for and it hasn't happened is because, it's just not your time yet. For whatever reason, you can't handle it. God says you're not ready. So if you're not ready, you're not going to get it. And that's just the bottom line. You know, you're not going to get it. But yeah, so we start a new job in a couple of weeks. So I got about like 2.5 weeks to just kind of chill. I'm going to try to bust out some videos. Now I actually have time to do that because that's really what I want to do. And, you know, we're just going to go from there. But I just wanted to give y'all, you know, a little backstory on what was going on in my life. I'm all right. You know, like I said, for those of you who care, I'm okay. For those who I did not tell, don't be upset. There was a reason why I didn't tell, and this is the reason. Because I didn't want to have to come back and make that same phone call or that same text and say, you know, da-da-da-da. Because, you know, people are only going to say like one thing, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And they mean it, like it's genuine. And I truly, truly appreciate it to the ones who, you know, have expressed that to me. But sometimes it's like I don't know how to take compassion, right? And that sounds super weird. It's not that I grew up without it. You know, I grew up in a very loving environment. You know, my grandparents, my father, you know, my mom, stuff like that. I had what I needed from each of the people as best as they could give it to me, right? So it's not that I went without that, but it's just, I guess, sometimes the world can just be so cold that it just changes you. And my exterior, as I said, is just so tough sometimes that being mushy makes me uncomfortable, right? Like if somebody's in need and I have it, if I got it, you got it. Like you know, there's no question behind that. You know, if I have it, you have it. End of story. Whether you got to ask for it, 90% of the time you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the type thing. So I can be there for people, but like just sitting down and crying with people and it makes me uncomfortable. And it's not that I'm trying to be a jerk or I don't want to be you know, empathetic to their situation, because I can empathize with people. It's just I feel it internally, and sometimes I just don't know how to bring it out externally. So what I'll do is I'll just sit with that person maybe and just sit in silence, because sometimes that's what people need. You know, I'm not the type that could talk to you for an hour straight. You know, I only got a little bit in me in that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it was. I tend to be a private person. You know, I don't embarrass easily or anything like that. But it's just that, like, when somebody's, you know, expressing certain sympathies to me, for me, I just don't know how to take that. And I was like, thank you. Like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? It's a weird feeling. And I hope you guys don't think I'm a jerk because of that, because that's not what I mean. Maybe I'm not, you know, articulating it properly. But for those who get it, you get it. And my camera just looked like it went dim. It went dark a little bit. I don't know what's going on with my camera right now. But anyway, yeah, I guess I will end it here because my camera is tripping. It just looks like it's dim. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what it's doing. It says it's still recording, but whatever. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it was a little quick, but I only had a little bit of stuff to say, and I just wanted to do it while I was doing my hair. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll be a little bit more upbeat. If you like this video, please don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And that's all I got. Bye.